So what you're looking at here is not a bread maker. In fact, it's an electric kitchen composter, a new line of kitchen gadgets that we're starting to see hit the market. This one here is from Vitamix. It's the FoodCycler. Essentially what you do is you take all of your kitchen scraps and you put it into a bucket, and then you put it into this machine, and within 4 to 8 hours it grinds it and dries it into this little byproduct that Vitamix says is fertilizer for your garden. Is this too good to be true? Is this like the dream gadget that I have always been waiting for? Well, we're gonna find out in this review. So sit back, relax, get your popcorn ready, folks, and cue the intro. So let's begin by just taking a quick look at the design of the Vitamix FoodCycler. As I mentioned, it kind of looks like a bread maker, but it is anything but. It takes about a cubic square foot of space. You could have it sitting on a countertop, but I would recommend having it sit on the ground, and that's what I did in my test. Now on the top you have this lid, you open it up, and what you'll notice is that there is the bucket inside. This is a heavy duty steel bucket. It's got a little handle that comes out, and then you can actually use the bucket to put your food scraps. Now over there you see a do not fill over this line. That's the fill line right there. So when you put the food scraps, you don't want to go over there, and you also don't want to push it down. You don't want to try to condense everything in there. Once you're ready, you put it back into the FoodCycler, get the lid, put the lid back on, make sure you have it in the lock position, and then you press the power button and away it goes. Now, when it comes out of the box, you do have to do a little bit of install. You got to take these little plastic covers off the carbon filters in the back. And after you do that, there is these two little kind of plastic pieces that you want to put on top of the filters. And basically what that does, it helps push the air kind of sideways out of the FoodCycler. And so it's kind of a nifty little thing, but you do have to do that install because they want to protect that carbon filter so that it doesn't go to waste when it's not in use. So that's the only step that you really have to do. You put the back plate on and away you go. Start filling up that bucket. It even comes with that carbon top over there, lid, so it doesn't have any kind of smell. So over the course of the next couple of days, I was just filling it until I got to that fill line. And then once it was up to that fill line, I could finally test it out. So there it is at the fill line, my first time testing it out with the FoodCycler. I put the bucket inside, and there is actually a little triangle on the top that tells you how it's supposed to be placed. I put the lid on, press the power button, and just let this thing do magic overnight. So it does make a little bit of noise, and we'll talk about that later, but look at this. Look at that. 1/10 the size. That's the byproduct that you get when you put your kitchen scraps inside the FoodCycler. Now it's on. The race is on. I'm taking everything out of my green bin here and gonna put it inside that FoodCycler because I really want to see how it is with a variety of different types of kitchen scraps. So I came to the food line, and once again I'm going into the FoodCycler with the bucket. I got that arrow pointing to the front. That's where it lines up. Put the handle down, grab the lid, and put the lid back on. This is what I love about this. Such easy operations. Just put the lid in, put it into the lock position, press the power button, and in 4 to 6 hours, this is again. Look what you get. Only 1/10 the size. That is the byproduct of all that organic waste. It's dried, it's chopped up, and now I'm going to start storing this in a different container because Vitamix says this can be used as fertilizer inside your lawn, and that's where I got really intrigued by this product. Now, once you take it out, look, it's not even that dirty, but that bucket can be machine washable inside your dishwasher. And also the Vitamix itself, that unit doesn't really get dirty, so everything's happening inside of the bucket. Another option, what you could do is you could just put the bucket inside the FoodCycler and directly put your food scraps like I did on this day, and then basically I put the lid back on, put in the lock position, press the power button on, and just take a listen to see how it sounds now, just for about the loudness, because I know a lot of people are going to be concerned about that. So it's no more than a dishwasher, and I don't think there's any issue about having the FoodCycler sitting in your kitchen while it's operating. It's just going to be background noise after a while. So here's a close-up of that byproduct. You can see the little tiny pieces of the eggshells in there. Now, this is not real compost, because to be compost, you need microorganisms inside there. And that's the big issue that I have about this, because if you do want to get those microorganisms, you're going to have to get these fertilizer tablets that are sold separately. And you essentially put that in a water solution, and then you mix it in with the fertilizer and some soil. And then later on, you would put it into your garden, and then it would be available for the plants that season. But what you could do with that byproduct without the tablets is put it in your soil. It's just not going to be bioavailable for that gardening season. It's still got to get broken down by worms and such. So it still is an option of taking your food scraps, but it's not fertilizer per se. It's not exactly fertilizer. I think if you put some worms in there, maybe it would get better. But essentially, that is what you get when you are using the fertilizer. Your food scraps can then go inside your garden. So it kind of accelerates the whole composting process, but it's not compost per se. Well, I hope you enjoyed this review of the Vitamix Food Cycler. Like I said, it's almost too good to be true, and that is the case in this point. You do still need to get microorganisms into that byproduct, but once you do, that will be nutrients that your plants in your garden can absorb. If you like this review, folks, please smash that like button. If you have a food cycler, if you're interested in getting one, please let your comments below. I'm going to be running this for a long time now to really see what I can do with this byproduct, this organic compound that it produces. So I'd really be interested if anyone out there has got the food cycler. Let me know how you use it, and namely how you use that byproduct. Once again, folks, my name is Andy Baryer. Make sure you like, subscribe, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash every freaking button, bell buttons, all that buttons. Anyways, folks, I'm out of here. Andy Baryer, Handy Andy, signing out. See you again next time.